break the cycle of bad relationships by doing this one thing. I mean, it sounds a bit like a quick fix, and the thing is, during one life, I can't undo all the crap that's been going on in your life, but I think if you start doing this one thing, this could actually really help you. What I think very often happens is that you go on online dating sites, or maybe even you go on a date and you meet that person and you straight away judge that person, and if it's not the kind of person that you usually go for, then you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, even if you think that you don't have the type. By the way, let me know in the comments, do you think that you have the type or you don't have the type? I'd love to know this. Tell me in the comments, do you think that you have the type? And you might be thinking, you know what, I don't have the type. I've dated people of different backgrounds, different upbringing, education, social status, skin color, race, nationalities. I've dated all kinds of people and I don't feel like I have a type. They all look different. However, maybe something that was similar when it comes to all these people that you dated is how they made you feel. When you were around these people, could you actually be yourself, or did you have to prove something? Did you have to fit some sort of mold that you felt like they wanted you to be? Did you feel like things were always going on that person's terms and never on your terms? Did you feel like you had to wait around for them to maybe message you back, maybe show up for you, maybe to plan that date? Maybe they were never fulfilling their promises and you were always playing these games. So I don't know, does that make any sense? Because very often when I talk to let's say coaching clients first, and I would say, do you think that you have a type? And they would very often say, no, I don't have the type. Most of the people that I ever dated, they're very different. But then once they start digging deeper, then they realize, oh, I actually might have a type. So I'd like you to try this one thing, because the reason I'm saying this, I spent many years going after a certain type. So I talk about this in my book, Why Am I Still Single, book for women. I also talk a lot about it on my YouTube channel. So I used to go for the type, the tall, dark, handsome, unavailable. So that was my type, for many years, and this is the reason why I want you to help. I want to help you because I think maybe you have the type. So I want you to try one simple thing. If you are using online dating sites, and I hope that you are, because I really think that it's a great time to meet someone, and now because of this whole coronavirus thing, there are more people than ever using online dating sites. So people that were never maybe using them, now they're suddenly using them. So I think this is a great time to meet someone and connect. So what I want you to do when you are on an online dating site, I want you to swipe on people and swipe right, or start conversations with those that in the past you wouldn't start. So maybe it's you were usually put off by someone's height. That's not a certain height that you like. Maybe you are someone that tends to swipe for people that show their fancy cars, or their fancy hobbies, or their fancy travels, or their job titles and things like that, and you feel like, this is the kind of thing that I always go. Or maybe you're someone that always goes for guys with tattoos, or the certain look that they have, the sleek hair, or whatever this could be. So try swiping for someone that you feel like, maybe this is someone that I would never really swipe on. This is not that would not be my first choice. And start a conversation with that person and just, see where that goes. I'm not saying that you will match with someone and you will have a happily ever after 2 conversations. Absolutely not. However, just be more open. and see how can you connect with that person, because it might be, you know, that the reason you've been not that successful in your dating and relationships is that you keep going for the same person over and over and over again. And if you continue doing that, you're not really gonna go anywhere. So this one very, very simple thing I really want you to try: when you are using online dating sites, try to go for someone who's not your type, and then start, when you are in that conversation, then see how can you connect, because I feel like there are so many great ways that you can connect with someone, but that's another different conversation. And then what you can do, you know, like at the very beginning, you can notice when there are these red flags. And I'm sure if you look at your previous relationships, you'll be able to notice that when you look back from the very beginning, you could tell when this person was maybe not showing up in the way that you wanted to, that was maybe lying, not keeping those promises to you, feeding you with all these lies. So just be a bit more vigilant and see, okay, does this feel right? And if that doesn't feel right, why is it like that? And if something is feeling really right and really exciting, is that because that this person is treating you with kindness, or because that person is detached? Is it because that person is showing you a lot of care, or is it because that person is clearly a narcissist and just caring about himself? Because very often you're just going after something that is familiar to you and not necessarily that is good for you. So how can you break that cycle? So I only touched, you know, like a very tip of the iceberg. How can you do this? Because, you know, there are a lot of different things how you can do that. So if you would like to learn more about this, then if you have my book, Why Am I Still Single for Women, then make sure that you read that and apply everything that is there. Or you can watch more things on my YouTube channel where I tell you more like what are the reasons in you, you know, because there are a lot of things that may be coming from your childhood, your upbringing, and other things that you do in your life that you keep attracting these people, these toxic relationships. And if you feel like, you know what, I'm not getting anywhere, because it's very likely what's gonna happen, you will watch this video, but then you will continue swiping right for the tall, dark, handsome, unavailable, and you won't get anywhere. So if you feel like I'm that person that could maybe hold your hand and that could help you to speed up that process, and if you are in a place where you really want to attract the person that you could create a beautiful relationship, if you are really in the place where you want to put the work into that, because the thing is, you will have to do things that are not comfortable, you'll have to do things that don't feel so familiar to you, that feel very new to you, if you want to change things when it comes to relationships, love. Because the thing is, those areas in your life, it's very likely that they have an impact on other things in your life as well. So if you feel like I'm that person that could support you, and if you're still spending time on online shopping and things like that, and if you got more time on your hands during this time, then make sure that you message me, and I can see if there is any way that I can support you. I'm only looking for a few ladies at the moment because I don't have much time. I mean, because of I need to rejuvenate and do other things and do my jigsaw puzzles and things. So yeah, if you are in that place and you would like to really make that change in how you approach love and how you approach relationships, because maybe you're watching this and you've been in that cycle for many, many years, and a voice inside of you is telling, maybe I could do that, but then you're like, no, I can just do it by myself. Well, if you could do this by yourself, you could have done it by now. Try to go after someone that is outside your type. Try to go after someone who is maybe more kind to you than what you're used to. Try to go after someone who's more caring to you than the people maybe that you attracted in the past. and see how that happens. And at this time when you are not able to go outside to a bar, pub, and meet people, then I really hope that you are using online dating sites. Let me know what you think, and I'd love to know how is your online dating going, and what is it that you've been doing. And in regards to dating, have you stopped dating at all, or are you in a place where you feel like, what, now I've got more time and finally I can go and use online dating sites that I didn't have the chance to do in the past? So yeah, let me know. And if you are in a place where you feel like you are ready to take that next step, and you're ready to break that cycle of attracting toxic people, and you feel like I'm that person that can support you, then make sure that you message me. I hope this was useful. If you want to learn more about how can you stop attracting unavailable people and how you can date smarter, then make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I release weekly videos. Lots of love to you, and I shall see you next time.